Yeah, it's not good. And I think there's a lot of people that woke up to that during the pandemic, but probably not enough. Because as soon as things kind of semi go back to normal, people relax and go with the old ways. And it's just cheaper to get. Look, everyone wants to be a social justice warrior, right? Everyone wants us to talk about injustice in the world. And they want to do it from a fucking phone that's made by slaves. And that's real. Your fucking phone is pieced together by people who can't afford to do anything else, and they're working 16 hours a day in China.
That's why it's also cheap, because of foreign labor laws.
Exactly.
We don't have that here. We have, unions and these types of civil rights. And so by and large, you're not getting made in America because it is cheaper. People make more money when they do it somewhere else. So
but I want to know how much cheaper. How much more would I have to pay for an iPhone if they made it in Ohio? Will you pay people a reasonable living wage, give people health benefits, and let them live well? But how much would it cost?
I don't know.
Would it cost twice as much? Because I'd pay twice as much. If they had an American version of these phones and a Chinese version of the phones, and the American version was 50% more or whatever, I'd fucking pay it.
I think as long as people in positions of power stand and make a lot of money, then they don't really care about a crumbling infrastructure. If I am a CEO of a company and my job is to the shareholders, my mission is to them, and profit margins, I will take this to another country, and I won't care when this all burns because I'll be on a yacht to Mars.
Maybe. But I would think that if a company came along that did offer an American-made solution where you don't have to feel gross about buying something that is made by people that are working for an insanely low amount of money with no benefits whatsoever, or a place like Foxconn where they make iPhones where they have fucking nets around the building because so many people have jumped off the building and committed suicide that they surround the building with nets. Where? Did you know that?
No.
Foxconn. Google this. Foxconn, the company that Apple employed or contracted to construct iPhones, put them together.
In China?
They're so fucked, and the working conditions are so horrific that they put nets around these buildings because so many people were jumping to their deaths.
Wow. That's another thing. Right to death. Do you have the right to death?
You do in Oregon.
Right.
I have a friend who's dying right now, and he's trying to go to Oregon. He has ALS, and it's really bad.
That's so awful.
And he's trying to figure out what to do, and insurance changed his medication, and he's in constant pain now, and he's falling apart.
That's so fucked up.
And it's one of those deteriorating, debilitating conditions that there doesn't seem to be a real clear...
no, you don't get better from that.
Yeah, nothing. There's some hope so far with, recently, I should say, with stem cell treatments.
Yeah. That's...
So this is it.
Okay.
Those are the nets around Foxconn to keep people from jumping off the fucking roof to their dent.
That's going to catch you from the 12th story?
Yeah.
Was made in...
Oh. I mean, it's not 12-story, but it's high enough that it'll kill you.
Well, you say you make an iPhone. I thought it would be like a giant factory.
Well, it's a big factory. It's just doesn't have a lot of floors. But so many people were climbing up there and jumping to their death that they put fucking nets around the building. And look at how these people work. Just all day. 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
Go back to that picture that you just showed, Jamie. It's a quote. Look at this. 1 million workers, 90 million iPhones, 17 suicides. Who's to blame?
Yeah, that article was from 2011.
So it's a lot more now. And that was 2011. The iPhone was only like 5 years old then, right? Like when was it? Something like that?
07, 08, something like that.